Does your brain ever take off thinking without you? It can be like a runaway horse, right? Worse yet, a runaway horse pulling the cart of your body along behind it. Your brain's anxious thoughts can actually drag your body into dysregulation, stressing out all of your body systems. Headaches, heart problems, terrible sleep, all of that can follow. And a runaway horse needs help. It needs a gentle leader. And that gentle leader is you with your powerful mind. Once your brain gets used to being directed kindly, it will support your body to carry you for decades longer. Not sure where your brain ends and your mind begins? Well, I can't tell you the exact spot on the map, but I can show you the territory. Here's how. If it's safe where you are, I invite you to close your eyes and quiet your mind and notice the thoughts popping up in there. It can be like a popcorn popper, right? You can open your eyes now. Those thoughts, that's the work of your brain. Your mind is the gentle observer of the brain. It's the part of you who noticed the thoughts. And it can also be a gentle leader, and I'm excited to show you how. Welcome back, friends. We are live for day 9 of Prime and Shine, 25 days to your best summer. And you are rocking it. What a summer it's becoming, right? Oh my gosh, whether you've been showing up every day for the live or this is your first visit, I'm so glad you're here. This is the place to rewire your brain for that joy that lasts. If you want to go all in for the fun, including the hour-long teaching on priming, there's a link in the description and in the comments for this free program. Check it out. I'm Kristin Collier, a writer and a coach, helping people to rewire their brain for more joy, better health, and happier relationships. And today, I'm excited to show you how you can teach your brain to follow you joyfully. Let's talk brain science for a minute. So your brain wants to protect you at all costs. It scans your environment nonstop, looking for ways to keep you safe. And it's watching like a hawk for anything that might go wrong. That's called the negativity bias, and it's helped our ancestors to survive in the wild. But in modern life, that bias can keep you locked into anxiety, scattered thinking, and worst case scenario, catastrophizing. Catastrophizing, is that a word? Here's the kicker. If you don't consciously direct your brain, it defaults to protection, not joy. Joy requires intention. Considering stress and loneliness are the epidemics of modern times, I think joy is the antidote, and it's time to change our thinking. Don't you? A change of thinking, that requires discipline. And I suggest that we approach that discipline with joy. Shocking, right? Me suggesting joy on discipline. Discipline doesn't have to be harsh. In fact, let's reclaim that word, discipline. It doesn't have to be about control or force. It's not a drill sergeant shouting, think positive. That's power over. We're shooting for a discipline that is power with. If you've been hanging with me along, you know I'm into power with. To respect the brilliance, because our body and our brain are so brilliant. To respect that brilliance, we want to partner with them. Something like this. Hey brain, I checked out that thing you're freaked out about, and it's the shadow of a garbage can. Let's shut off the alarm. We can pay attention to something that feels better now. How about this thought? And then let your mind direct your brain to a feel-good memory or something around you that brings joy, or your dream of the future. When you choose to focus, when your mind is able to focus your brain on what feels good, you're not being naive. You paid attention to your brain's alarm there, and you supported your body in calming for its own long-term best interest. You may have to remind your brain over and over to come back to joy. Persistence is needed, especially in the beginning when your brain is used to being in charge and dragging your body all over the place like a horse drags a cart. You're calming your brain. You're walking right up to the horse's head, and you're gently leading it somewhere safe. Your mind is building trust with your body and your brain. And in the end, you're building a sense of autonomy, because your mind is the part of you that decides if your thoughts are helping you. Your mind can tell when it focuses what lines up and what doesn't with your best interest. So putting your mind in the lead does make sense, doesn't it? Your mind can partner with your body, including your brain, which is a part of your body, to move you into the future of your dreams. And this is the freedom we're looking for in our 25 days, right? This is the kind of freedom you can experience in our priming meditation, which we're going to do shortly. You've been directing your brain in meditation with my guidance for the past several days, and today you're getting a felt experience hearing this and feeling it, how focusing and rewiring works. And that understanding or refresher, if it's not new to you, it's still important to have that refreshed. It's going to be top of mind. And you'll be doing more of it today on your own during the meditation. It's like the training wheels got raised on your bicycle. Woo! You'll be following my guided meditation, and at the same time, your mind will be gently directing your busy brain to keep moving along the path with joy. Refocusing over and over, if you're like me. Later, if later you decide to prime without my guidance, you'll have those skills dialed in more. You've got what you need. I'm not going to lie, if you're new here and haven't yet registered for the program, that free Zoom training that's an hour long on priming is going to help a lot. And if you're in the program, the upgrade of the workbook is also a huge help. It's beautiful too. Print it out. Oh my gosh. Links in the description. Let's talk about joyful repetition that rewires your brain. Every time you shift your focus to something that you enjoy, whether it's a loving thought, a peaceful feeling, you're activating joyful neural pathways. You're also reinforcing a sense of agency because you chose that shift. You're telling your nervous system it's safe to soften here. Your mind is gently leading your brain and body. This is what neuroscientist Dr. Rick Hansen calls taking in the good. Even 15 to 30 seconds of consciously feeling something pleasant can start to rewire your brain. And if you do that a few times a day, your brain begins to learn that it's safe to feel good. Joy is a trustworthy decision. And you know, that's not fluff. That's your mind leveraging neuroplasticity for your body's longevity and so that you can enjoy the future of your dreams, right? But let's get to the crux of this. The real reason to train your brain joyfully so that you don't have to be at the mercy of what's happening around you. You know this already, but it's worth saying out loud. There will always be things that you can't control. The traffic, the headlines, other people's moods. Life will be life, right? But here's what you can control: your attention, your focus, the emotional tone that you choose to cultivate on purpose. When you practice joyful discipline, you're not just feeling better, you're stepping into the role as the leader of your inner experience. That's everything. You're saying, I may not control the storm, but I steer the ship. I decide where my brain goes, and I choose what grows inside of me, because whatever you put your attention on grows. That's not denial. That's sovereignty. And when you build that skill, when you know how to direct your brain to what's joyful or peaceful or loving, it starts to matter less what's swirling around in your midst. You don't get yanked around by every mood in the room, and you stop waiting for conditions to change in order to feel good. Is that you? That is me sometimes. But when I cultivate on a regular basis with those primes, everything changes and I feel different. I'm way more empowered inside. And I don't even notice. I don't translate it to that, but it is a quality of confidence that I take with me. And that's what I mean when I say that joyful discipline is autonomy at its finest. It's not cold or removed. It's powerful and it's kind. It's you reclaiming authorship of your own experience in partnership with your body and brain. We're going to practice this in our priming meditation in just a minute, and you can practice it in real life after the meditation too. Here's the practice, simple form, okay? First, notice the flavor of your thoughts. Pause and ask, where's my mind right now? What's it chewing on? If it's not something tasty, choose a better feeling thought or memory. Something true, something pleasant, something that brings joy. Let that new thought land and the pleasant feeling with it. Breathe into that and soften around it. Let it really register in your body. And then 4, repeat when needed. That's the muscle the brain learns through repetition, so be gentle and consistent. You can use all of those strategies in your priming meditation today and beyond. Ready for that meditation? Pull over the car, set down the nail gun. I trust that you are going to meditate safely with me today. We are going to be integrating all of the skills that we've learned in the past 8 days. Isn't it cool how this builds on it? And rest into the surface that is holding you. Breathing into your belly. And on the exhale, relaxing and releasing any tension that is ready to move. Being carried gently by the flow of the breath. Bringing to mind something you're grateful for. Feeling the depth of that gratitude. Which needs are met? Feeling into those needs. Enjoying them. Enjoying your experience. And now bring to mind the summer of your dreams and the sense of empowerment that you feel in creating it. Breathe into that empowerment. The ease of showing up day after day, it getting easier, more fluid. The community building around you. Picture the other things happening in the summer of your dreams. And imagine the needs met there. Which of your values will bring your heart to life? Feel them right now. Breathe into them and allow the sensations to expand. Enjoy the feeling. Allowing those sensations to move outwards beyond you with your breath. Your energy moving into the energy of the universe, dancing with it, touching the energy of others, stepping into that dream future as it comes together in your heart right now. And with your hand on your heart, breathe into gratitude for that future. Gratitude for your willingness right now to show up for yourself, to show up in community. Gratitude for your courage to learn and stretch. Gratitude to the universe for providing a space where you can do that. And gratitude for this joy now that spills out into the future like light across mountains at dawn. This is your day. Come to it with gratitude. And when you are ready, bring your attention back to our circle. Ooh. While we were meditating, this one came and meditated alongside of you. This is the little fierce joy cat. Yeah, he's tearing things apart over here. You hear him ripping up my notes? Fierce. How was that for you? I got some amazing messages after the last meditation, and it fuels me. I know it fuels you too. Belinda shared in the comments a fabulous and unexpected mystical experience. She said, I was floating inside the space of my body, and my body was so huge, like a universe. The space between the particles of my body was so vast that it felt like I was floating in space, and the particles of my body were constellations. I had the feeling that I could orchestrate all of those particles just like the creator of the universe. I could help choreograph the dance. I don't know what that had to do with your actual guided meditation, seemed a bit off script, but it was useful anyway. Belinda, a mystical experience like that is one end of the spectrum, and I'm glad you named it. This work is extremely practical, and it can also be mind-blowing and heart-opening. We are working with compound creativity here. Anything can happen. I so enjoy your story. Thank you. And I want to hear stories from all of you. Please leave a comment or send me an email. I know I discovered after we started all of this that it's harder to leave a comment than expected, so discipline there if you choose, if it's joyful for you. A lot of times you can't leave a comment until later in the day because the video is processing. So you're always welcome to send me an email too. And I am right there with you, and I'm tracking also these comments, and I have a spreadsheet. I'm keeping track so that I can put that as an entry into a drawing for a free individual coaching session or the recorded Core Joy series. Yay! Would love to see you be able to take what you're building here to the next level. So here's a take home from today, my friends. Your brain is powerful, but your mind is more powerful still. You can teach your brain to follow you, to follow joy, to follow love. And that's mastery that you're stepping into from one moment to another as you bring your focus where you want it. The more you build this joyful discipline, the less you'll be tossed around by circumstances. You'll be rooted, radiant, and ready. Just pause, notice, and choose joy. That's how you teach your brain to follow you joyfully. And that's how you care for your body and reclaim your freedom. If this message speaks to you, give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for practices that rewire the brain for more joy, better health, and happier relationships. The link's in the description for that free Prime and Shine. I hope to see you there. Until next time, keep shining, keep noticing, and let joy be your guide.